You're listening to ARTCAST from our studio in Sofia, Bulgaria.
The human voice is an instrument we all play, which is sound, and it has become largely unconscious. Welcome everybody to another episode of ARTCAST Radio Podcast. My name is Kagoya Shamsa, and today is a very beautiful sunny day in Sofia, Bulgaria. We are going to talk about sounds, the sounds of my origin, the Pearl of Africa, Uganda. Prepare for a sensational and a sound-driven experience. Believe me, your ears will thank you.
Viva Africa! Viva, viva! Viva Africa! Viva Kuduro! Viva Africa! Viva, viva! Viva Africa! Viva Macero! Hey! 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 I do communicate. Music it translates. Afrobeat brings bitterness. My confidence can make you love me. Kuduro, music Africa. Kuduro was formed in Angola, 1980s. Afrobeat. If you love Africa, join me, come with us. Marimba of Zimbabwe, Kizombo of Angola, Marameta Mozambique, Sabu Sahara, African melodies. Bless you, my motherland. Say, I say, I say. Viva Africa! Viva, viva! Viva Africa! Viva Kuduro! Viva Africa! Viva, viva! Viva Africa! Viva Macero! Hey! 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 My Asian friends, America, let me see in Africa. Europeano, Caribbean, Nava Latino. Havana of Africa, we loving everybody. When you come to Africa, feel at home, oh body. No matter where you're from, don't worry, my friend. It's so wonderful when people meet. Viva Africa! Viva, viva! Viva Africa! Viva Kuduro! Viva Africa! Viva, viva! Viva Africa! Viva Macero! Yeah. Scream and shout, shake your body. I say scream and shout. Life is too short. No matter where you come from, Africa is your home. Scream and shout. Come dance with me. Cheza, cheza, hey. Cheza mziki, cheza, hey. Cheza, cheza, hey. Cheza mwana wa Africa, hey. Cheza, cheza, hey. Cheza baba, cheza, hey. Cheza, cheza, cheza mwana wa Africa. Isundu of Senegal, Brenda Pasi, Ivoni Chaka Chaka, Kana Bongo Man, Kofi Oromide, Uriba Mutukuzi, Juliana Kanyomozi, Africa, South Africa, West Africa, Central Africa. Hey, oh Mama Africa, Eddie Kenzo Africa. Hey, Mama Africa.
That previous song portrays my motherland, Uganda. Those that don't know Uganda, it's amongst the East African countries. It is the one that has the longest river in the whole world, that is the River Nile, and it is well known as the Pearl of Africa. Back to the topic of the day. Did you know that sound affects us in 3 obvious ways? For instance, physiologically, sound affects us through breathing, and it also affects us through the heartbeat. Sometimes, psychologically, it is most portrayed in music. It affects our emotional state. And at times, it's through a cognitive way, through us listening. When people are talking and then another person is also talking, sounds are all around us. And at times, it doesn't matter what creates the sound. It might be noise, it might be a note, or it might be music. And some words also sound like sound. First, listen to this. When fireworks goes, when popcorn pops, and when the bells go, it doesn't matter what makes sound, because all sounds are everywhere and they are around us, and they are just produced by continuous and regular vibrations. Having mentioned that, I'm going to state a few of the instruments that produce the most common sounds of my origin, that is Uganda. We have a wooden zither that is known as inanga. We have a xylophone. We have long drums. We have big drums. We have a kago that is known as a thumb piano. We have ankle bells. We have percussion gouts. We have a binyege that is known as the rattles. To mention but a few, for an emphasis of a realistic feel, why not feed you with a soothing sound of some of these interesting instruments? Keep tuned, don't move an ear.
You're listening to ARTCAST from our studio in Sofia, Bulgaria.
Additionally, the makers of these instruments never cease to exist. I mean the craftsmen, and it doesn't fall far away from their livelihood. Since most of these tribes are hunters, and it explains why almost 90% of these instruments are made from animal skins and trees. And I believe for it's just a purpose of preserving the harmonic beauty of sounds produced by these cultural craftsmen. Playing the drums and dancing to the drums is very important in the Ugandan culture. It is both to tell the historical stories, and they are still passed on to the next generation, to the next one, and this is part of our cultural heritage. While listening to another mind-blowing sounds, I'm going to fly you to Uganda at Sosolya Udungu Academy, where we had these interesting interviews with some of the people who have embraced and still continue to practice and share this culture of sound. I'll hand over to my co-host, Mugisha Frank, in Uganda.
How are you? My name is Baganza Haman, and I teach music and dance, and I am a creative facilitator working with Center for Creativity and Capacity Development. Right now, I work with Sosolya Undugu Dance Academy, teaching them music. I am their music director. I have worked with mostly traditional Ugandan instruments. That includes the xylophone, which is called amadinda, then the tube fiddle, which is called endingidi, the drums, which are called engoma, and of course they have different categories. They have the small drum, they have the big drum, they call it the mother drum. They have the long drum, which they call the engalabi, and yeah, basically that's it. And then we have the adungu. The adungu is a harp. Is a harp in English, but here in Uganda we call it the adungu. And then we also have the flute, which we call the omelette, and some other instruments like the lyre, which is called entongoli. But of course, it has different categories in the country. How do I perceive the sound? The sound is unique. The sound is not something that you can actually get from any other instruments of the Western world. They have that particular uniqueness about it that I cannot even explain unless you actually hear it for yourself and you experience it without anybody else mixing your head up with anything that kind. It's a beautiful sound that I cannot trade for anything else. One of the reasons why I chose this art form is because it can never get old. It always has something new that you're able to teach the young ones. And every time it has a sense of continuity. It has a way it brings you back to the native way of living. It has a way of connecting you with the tradition of the different places in the country. Every single time there is always a new dance that I learn that increases my understanding of the languages, first of all, 2, of the cultures, 3, why they actually do the dances in the way they do them, and oh my God, the costumes are just wonderful. If you look at the different costumes everyone dresses up in when they are doing their dances, you just do not want to stop looking at them. That is one of the reasons why I chose that art form. And then the reason why I like those instruments, they are challenging. They are, and you know the fact that they are based on the pentatonic scale, especially the melodic instruments. They're all based on a pentatonic scale. They don't have that diatonic scale, but the way they blend into the songs that have a diatonic scale is just a beautiful way of looking at things, and they always give you something new to look at every time you play them and to listen to. In Uganda, we have over 55 tribes. We have over 55 tribes, and they all have, well, they all have different languages, but somebody could argue that they are most of the languages are the same, especially the Bantu languages, and then the Nilotics, the Nilohamites. That is a history lesson for another day. But that means that we have different languages. And with different languages comes different intonations of words and even music. The music is also an integral part of culture in Uganda, and all cultures have different wonderful music. Because of that, you have got to learn how words are pronounced in different languages so that you can fit them to the music, to the dances. And when you get to that, the sounds are totally different. And that is beautiful because you get to learn different things. It's kind of like when you learn different kinds of dances, the body moves in different ways. It's the same thing with music and the sound. For you to be able to produce the sound the right way, you have to learn the intonation of the words, the pronunciation of the words. That way you don't have to make a mistake, because as soon as you make one intonation wrong or one pronunciation wrong, the word will mean something else in a different language, and then you would get into trouble when you get to that place.
You're listening to ARTCAST from our studio in Sofia, Bulgaria.
Hello, my name is Saddam, a brother to everyone and a Ugandan, and also an artist and a friendly person.
Nice. Please tell us some of the instruments that you play and which one is your favorite.
I do play the African drums. I play the instruments, and those are the bass adongo, solo, tenor, and the African tuba called ndingidi. And also I dance, and dancing is an instrument to my side.
Nice. Please tell us your favorite instrument.
My favorite instrument is the bass adungu,
Uh-huh.
and however I like the solo, but I play the bass most.
Okay. Please tell us more about the bass adongo. Where does it come from? Its origin?
The bass adungu is an instrument with 12 strings, but mainly we play it with 4 strings, 4 each part, each hand holding 4, and it's originated from the north of Uganda. That's the side of Acholi, where we have mostly black people from Uganda, and also they played this adungu mainly on ceremonies of celebrating birth and also wedding and celebrating mass of their love.
Okay. Do you like the sound? Tell us more about the sound that the bass produces.
I do like the sound very much because firstly the sound is like when you play it, it's really awesome, and also you feel it when you're playing it, and it gives love and courage, so it encourages me to play it more and more. Yeah.
Nice. Do you find that these traditional instruments that you play as a force that helps people and the dancers to embrace and love their cultures more?
I do find it. I do, because these are instruments invented long time ago in different cultures, different religions. People play, people dance, and they play different instruments. And in Buganda, there are instruments like drums that bring the king in the kingdom. And there are instruments in a kingdom called Bunyoro. There are instruments like the long drum that they play that help the dancers to have great movements. And also there are instruments we call the singers. Those are the singers that sing in different kingdoms. And these instruments bring people together. They create cooperation in a society. They bring peace and they bring love. And they too give a sense of belonging to my side, to other people. Yeah.
Nice. Why did you choose this art form of music and playing instruments?
I did choose this platform because it's a way, it's love, it's freedom, it's courage, it's peace and everything. And also it gives me courage, shows me I belong and I believe. And also it gives me a family at Sosolia, it gives me brothers and sisters. It gives me a sense of belonging.
Nice. What inspires you to teach and play these instruments?
Wow, that's really a nice question because I was taught to, and I love teaching others. Teaching is a way I can also be able to gain more skills and also be able to seeing others moving forward. Yeah.
Nice. Please play for us a little bit of the bass adum.
Okay, thank you.
By the names, I'm Brother Ismail Akin. I am a student in Sosolia Unduk Dance Academy.
Please mention some of the instruments that you play.
I play the drums, even the sola dungu, the tenor, and the bass.
Nice. Which one is your favorite instrument?
Drums.
Okay. Please tell us the origin of the drums that you play, where they come from.
The drums, they come from central part of Buganda. That's Buganda Kingdom.
Okay. Do you like their sound? Please tell us about their sound.
I like their sound because the sounds are sweet and they are good to hear.
Nice. Do you find these traditional drums as do they help dancers and people to love their culture?
Yes, because if there is no drums, even the dancers, they will be boring. But if there is drums, that is much better for them.
Nice. Why did you choose the art form of music and playing instruments?
Because when I was still young, like I liked I had my talent, like the talent, and I like to learn some things, to use my talent to get many things like going to school, get the sponsors, and yes, that's it.
Nice. Do you like to teach people how to play these instruments?
Yes, because even me, I learned them, but that's why even I want to teach them.
Nice. Please play for us a little bit. Thank you very much, Brother Isma.
Welcome.
I'm called Waso Francis, a student from Sosolia Unduk Dance Academy. I'm doing music and I'm one of the instrumentalists.
What do you think of the sound they produce? Do you like it? You don't like it? Tell us about the sound.
Sure, an instrument like adungu. It has a soft, sweet, nice sound, as you have heard. This instrument surely takes away the boredom if at all you listen to or you play it yourself. And those are the reasons as to why I'm in music. I love it surely, and it comes from me. It is within the blood of me. So I am music actually. That's how I call myself. I'm music. Yeah.
Please tell us if you know the origin of adungu.
Adungu, it's an instrument which originated from the northern part of Uganda, from the land called the Acholi. The Acholi people usually play it when they are celebrating, like when they are doing their beer parties, they are doing their weddings. And having heard the beauty, the good of the sound it produces, we also decided to bring it to the central Uganda. So this is how it goes. has been a sound from an instrument called adungu from the land of Acholi. And as you've heard it, it's really soft, good, and inspiring.
We've had quite a lot of facts, but here is a review of these sounds and the makers. From the old days, there were specific sounds played to call upon for village meetings and communal gatherings such as weddings, funerals, and sometimes birth, to mention but a few. Drums in the African tradition bring the power to drive the performance. Music is not merely entertainment, but it is ultimately bound to visualize dramatic arts as well as the large fabric of life. Many of the Ugandan tribes and languages are both tonal, and it's also rhythmic. The duration between the words and the separation and the way the words are pronounced, it just gives the speech of a musical quality that may be at times imitated by the drums and other instruments. With all that said, why not a journey to the modern day?
You're listening to ARTCAST from our studio in Sofia, Bulgaria.
So good, very good, so good, good, very good, Baba, exciting. I'm a champion, winner number one. I'm a champion, God is everything. I'm a champion, winner number one. I'm a champion. Very good, Baba, so good. Yeah, God, very good, Baba, so good. God, very good, Baba is so good. Yeah, Baba, very good. God is so good. Yeah. Ole, 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 ole. Hey, that's my song. Ole, 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 ole. Baba, we na fena. Hey, tewe fumansi, na tewe fumansi. Baba, tewe fumansi. Kubanga mukama chali. Hey, tewe fumansi. Katonda fa tewe fumansi. Katonda wabana kujali. I'm a champion, winner number one. I'm a champion, God is everything. I'm a champion, winner number one. I'm a champion. Very good, Baba, so good. Yeah, Baba, very good. Baba, so good. Yeah, Baba, very good. Baba is so good. Yeah, Baba, very good. Baba is so good. Believe one day everything's gonna turn the right way. So don't cry. Don't cry. Yeah. Sonda bana vayo, kubanga mukama afayo. Lebo mutima nawayo, era muziki timbayo. Swala nzisala nnyo, kubanga mukama nyambye nnyo. Work harder, believe in yourself, yo. I'm a champion, winner number one. I'm a champion, God is everything. I'm a champion, winner number one. I'm a champion. Very good, Baba, so good. Yeah, God, very good. Baba, so good. Yeah, God, very good. My God is so good. Yeah, Baba, very good. My God is so good. Yeah, Baba.
Tune played, nothing can stop me from expressing whatever emotion it gives me. It feels so good. How about you? You're still listening to the sounds of my origin live in our studio at ARTCAST Radio. With me in studio, I have Mukalazi Moses from Uganda. He's going to briefly introduce himself in a few words.
I go by the names of Mukalazi Moses, aka Mozilla Beatboxer. I'm a hip-hop activist, dancer, and break dancer, beatboxer, and social worker, and I've been working with different organizations, youth projects for a period of 10 years. I use my art to educate and uplift communities.
How have you incorporated them with the sounds of your origin?
The fact that you're the one that is doing that art form, it's already connected to where you come from, you know? And with beatboxing, it's like singing. You'll never have the same voice because you're two different people, you know? So, yeah, I've been beatboxing. I don't want to limit myself on only Africa or only African instruments because, yeah, the world is bigger than Africa. My vision is bigger than only Uganda or only African sounds. That's why I still practice to match the world standard. This art form is personal, so your shape of mouth, your voice, it determines the sound that comes out of your mouth, you know. Though I've worked with a lot of local Ugandan artists, both traditional and pop musicians, of which I feel like I've contributed also to incorporate my art form with local or with my origin.
Please play some of those interesting sounds you've recreated originally from Uganda through beatboxing. Having had the best of all worlds, the traditional and the contemporary world of sound, so whichever perspective you choose to listen to music or create it, sound is all rewarding in all ways. It's just like in physics, to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Special thanks to everyone who has taken part of this thrilling and hyped session full of sounds from all around Uganda in the artistic view. Today I'm leaving you with a question. What would the world be like if we were consuming sound consciously and designing all our environments consciously? Then believe me, understanding will be the norm.
Take me home.
The project is carried out thanks to the financial support of the European program Erasmus+, K-Action 2, capacity building in the field of youth.
Baby, look,